Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the High Priestess card, right? So yes, your intuition is going to be on point. Your intuition is going to be on fire. And I kind of attribute a part of that, especially for those of you that are ascendant Aries, to a lesser degree, the sun and the moon. As the sun comes into Pisces, it's moving through your 12th house, so it's putting a spotlight and a shining light on your psychic awareness and abilities, right? The 12th house is one of the psychic houses, in my personal humble opinion. Now, that being said, pay attention to your hunches, your gut energies this week. The High Priestess as well also represents hidden things revealed. So this might be new information that crosses your path that you weren't privy to before. It may also see you learning or divulging a secret this week, right? So in some way, shape or form, there is new knowledge, new information that's been in the background that is now being shared with you. All right, so if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Star card. So the Star card with the High Priestess is a very powerful pairing, and this suggests that this week there is going to be some sort of, I want to say like some sort of universal message, right? So this week, don't be surprised if something that you learn deepens a bond between you and a friend, you and a parent, you and a partner, you and a colleague. In some way, shape or form, it's like the universe is bringing you closer to somebody that maybe you felt on the outskirts from for a while. The other thing is as well, the Star card has that sort of technological element to it. So this could be a week where you decide, for some of you, to take a course in secret. Maybe this is you deciding to learn something and, not being so vocal about it and just kind of getting stuck in the background in some way, shape or form. Why in the background? Because you've got the High Priestess card, right? So there's something about this where you are broadening your knowledge and your horizons, but you're doing it undercover, which, not necessarily a bad thing. For your communications and conversations, you have the Son of Swords. So this is actually the Page of Swords, and we've got the Star card in close proximity, right? So we're at this point, we are already out of Aquarius season. But this suggests to me that something that was taking place behind the scenes that you were either not privy to or not aware of is about to reveal itself, right? So this is very likely to be a time where you get some sort of invite, maybe some sort of invitation. For those of you that have sent off for job applications, etc., and heard nothing back, this week you will. This is the week where something is coming back into the fold that has already been set into motion. What this also tells me as well, because it is the Page of Swords, is that this week there are likely to be some, I kind of feel like this is you initiating something in the realm of your work, in the realm of your profession, in the realm of whatever you're known for or gifted with, which could be really powerful, especially because it's underneath the High Priestess card. So again, there's this whole thing, a lot of what you're doing this week, it feels like it's happening behind the scenes or under wraps in some way, shape or form, which totally fits with the sun being in Pisces because it's in the sign before yours, right? When it comes to those of you that work for somebody else, this could be a week where you get a shoulder tap. Can you help us with? Would you be interested in? Right? So this is where you get an invite in some way, shape or form, but it's not something that's being spoken about at this moment in time. Now, when it comes to those of you that are, sorry, the Son of Swords is actually the Knight of Swords. I apologize. But again, has a very similar message because it's very often meetings, etc. So it wouldn't surprise me or be a surprise to me if you get some sort of shoulder tap this week, week, but you're being asked to keep it under wraps, right? I wouldn't go as far as to say that there's an NDA here, although for those of you that own your own business or people that work for themselves, it is very possible. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, one of the things that I kind of get from this, especially with that star card in your actions and options, right? You've got this kind of, you're full steam ahead with something, you are pushing something forward, but again, you're doing it in a way that it's like a lot more strategic than you usually would do. Now, the thing is about Aries as a sign, you can be very strategic, but you tend to be very high energy. And so it kind of usually looks like just approaching something head on. Whereas I feel like this is a bit more kind of, it's a bit more measured. I feel like this week it's like the brain is working a little bit more and you're really choosing your action steps, especially because of what a lot of what you're doing this week feels like it's very geared towards the future in some way. For your love and relations, you've got the Daughter of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups coupled with the High Priestess can be a time sequence. And this speaks to the time of Cancer. So whatever you're doing now, you're likely to be revisiting or culminating or completing around that time. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you've got the Page of Cups right underneath the star card. This is you seeking to make yourself better, and it means that your relationship is going to benefit by association, let's say. Sorry, I'm clearly having a trouble today. What I will also say with this as well is that the relationship deepens this week. It takes on a much more powerful sort of energy of friendship, and this really puts you in a good stead when it comes to your close tie or your close personal relationship, because it allows you to really be in your heart space and open up. It wouldn't surprise me if you and a partner talked this week at a much deeper level than maybe you have in a while. The invitation certainly is there, and I kind of feel like this will be a strategic conversation. For those of you that are single, whoever you're meeting this week, you're likely to be meeting somebody that either lives at a distance, and usually with these cards, and especially because like that's Cancerian energy, this would be somebody that is definitely at a distance. This suggests to me that you are talking a lot with someone from this week onwards. If you're meeting them, you're connecting over the airways, internet, Zoom, Skype, all the rest of it, WhatsApp. I ain't got time for people being catfished out here in 2022, right? I really don't have time for it. I'm not going to go as far as to say you deserve it, but if you are absent-minded enough not to actually FaceTime someone at least once, then you know what? I don't really know what to say to you, right? We're not out here in 2022 being catfished. Come on, people, get it together, all right? When my little soapbox rant moment. When it comes to those of you that are single, you are meeting somebody over the internet or, you know, through an app, etc. But the feeling that I get from this is you won't actually see them in person until we get into Cancer season, which is late June coming into early to mid-July. For your money and materials, you have the Son of Pentacles. So you've got two knights here. Two knights represents intimacy, right? So there's definitely a sense here of being able to really get into what's the word? Maybe get into closer quarters with a relationship, with a partnership. Intimacy can be more than just, physical intimacy. This could be literally getting into bed with someone in terms of business. For those of you that work for yourselves or have your own businesses or have side hustles, this could be new money that comes to you from a secret source or from a source that's sort of not very well known, or maybe is asking you to keep their involvement in your project, etc., under wraps. Money looks good this week because it's the Knight of Pentacles. Now, what I usually say with the Knight of Pentacles is this tends to be a steady energy. So the money doesn't go up, but it doesn't go down. It just stays on that even keel. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your knees, your bones, and your structures this week, with the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, sorry, I would probably go as far as to say some of you are considering elective surgery. but it doesn't look like you're moving ahead with it just yet. When it comes to your home and environment, this looks like a lot of you are starting the steady process to improving your home in some way, shape or form. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.